By 2030, automation driven by AI could displace between 400 million and 800 million jobs globally.
Godfather of artificial intelligence has quit his job at Google, warning of the dangers of AI.
A shift of labor on a scale not seen in over a century.
The world is waking up to the potential and the dangers of the most advanced forms of artificial intelligence.
Ongoing tech slump has resulted in mass layoffs and a slowdown in hiring across big tech companies and massive layoffs across the board.
The economic stakes are enormous. Even as AI promises new efficiencies and prosperity, it also raises urgent questions about who benefits, who is left behind, and whether our societies are prepared for the turbulent transition ahead.
The head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler, has said he thinks the next financial crisis will be caused within the next 10 years by the lack of regulation of AI.
Traditional industries upended by automation. Across factory floors and retail aisles, AI-powered automation is disrupting traditional industries and displacing workers at an accelerating pace. In manufacturing, machines guided by advanced algorithms now perform repetitive assembly and quality control tasks faster and often more reliably than humans. Physical work in predictable environments, from operating machinery to preparing fast food, is increasingly done by robots or AI-driven systems. Warehouses and logistics centers have embraced autonomous forklifts and inventory drones. Self-checkout kiosks and cashierless stores are reducing the need for retail staff. Even jobs once thought safe from automation are under threat. AI can swiftly sift through data and documents, encroaching on roles in accounting, paralegal work, and data entry that were mainstays of office employment. The result is a wave of job displacement hitting both blue-collar and white-collar roles. Office receptionists, customer service representatives, and routine administrative positions are being augmented or outright replaced by chatbots and software bots capable of handling inquiries and paperwork. In 2020, for example, Microsoft laid off dozens of journalists at its MSN News portal and replaced them with an AI-driven system to curate content. And while factory workers have long seen automation on assembly lines, now AI is increasingly encroaching on professional domains like journalism, law, and medicine, drafting basic news reports, reviewing legal contracts, even reading medical scans. This broad reach of automation marks a new chapter in the relationship between technology and work, stirring both anxiety and debate about the future of human labor. The new job landscape, peril and adaptation. The rise of automation is profoundly reshaping employment, and the numbers are sobering. The World Economic Forum warns that by 2025, 85 million jobs could be disrupted by a new division of labor between humans and machines. Roles that involve routine transaction processing or simple manual tasks are most vulnerable. In contrast, the robot revolution, as the forum calls it, may also create tens of millions of new jobs. 97 million new roles are projected to emerge by 2025 in fields like data analysis, AI development, and robotics maintenance. This offers a silver lining. Automation isn't just a destroyer of jobs, but also a creator of new opportunities. However, the jobs being created often demand different skills and are in different locations or industries than those being lost, underscoring a massive challenge in retraining and transition. Workers and economies find themselves in a race to adapt. Yet many economists caution that AI's speed and scope may outpace our ability to adjust. McKinsey Global Institute analysts estimate that the coming AI-driven shift in jobs could be on a scale not seen since the early 1900s, when masses of workers moved off farms and into factories. If up to one-third of the workforce in advanced economies needs to learn new skills or change occupations by 2030, as McKinsey's midpoint scenario suggests, then societies will face an immense retraining challenge. Without proactive efforts, countries risk surging unemployment and depressed wages for those left behind. This transition period, if mismanaged, could deepen economic inequality between those who can navigate the new AI-centric job market and those who cannot. Financial markets. Efficiency at the cost of stability. AI's influence is not confined to the job market. It is also transforming financial markets, raising hopes of greater efficiency alongside fears of new volatility. High-speed algorithmic trading already dominates stock and currency exchanges, where algorithms execute thousands of trades in seconds to exploit tiny price differences. Embedding more advanced AI into these systems could make markets even faster and more liquid. The International Monetary Fund notes that AI adoption in finance can improve risk management and deepen market liquidity. For instance, machine learning models can analyze vast streams of news and social media data in real time, potentially giving traders more accurate forecasts and banks better tools to detect fraud. In theory, better information processing should lead to more efficient pricing of assets and quicker correction of market mispricings. But this pursuit of speed and efficiency comes with stability concerns. As trading decisions accelerate beyond human response times, the market can become opaque, harder to monitor, and more vulnerable to unforeseen shocks. One oft-cited warning sign was the 2010 flash crash, when US stock indices plunged nearly 1,000 points within minutes before rebounding, a chaotic swing exacerbated by automated trading algorithms. Observers fear that more powerful AI could make such events more frequent or severe, especially in times of crisis when many algorithms might react to the same signal simultaneously. Higher trading volumes and herd-like algorithmic strategies could amplify volatility in stressed markets. There are also concerns about AI models being duped or manipulated. For example, malicious actors might feed false information that triggers automated sell-offs. In short, while AI promises a smarter market, it could also create a more fragile financial system prone to sudden, severe disruptions. Big tech's AI dominance and market power. Underpinning this economic shift is an AI arms race among corporate giants, which raises its own set of risks. The world's largest technology companies, Google's parent Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, and Apple, are pouring billions into AI research and infrastructure. Their deep pockets and troves of data give them a formidable head start. In fact, recent research indicates AI investments have been concentrated in superstar firms, enabling those companies to grow even larger and capture more market share. By harnessing AI to streamline operations and target consumers, leading firms can widen their advantage, potentially squeezing out smaller competitors. An analysis co-authored by economists at Berkeley and Columbia found that as big firms adopt AI, they tend to increase sales and even hiring, but also entrench their dominance in ways that boost industry concentration. In other words, AI is becoming a tool not just for productivity, but for market power. This dynamic has not gone unnoticed by regulators. Competition authorities are examining the tight hold big tech has on the AI ecosystem. One worry is that control of cloud computing, the lifeblood of modern AI, providing the massive computing horsepower and storage these algorithms require, is highly concentrated in a few companies. The cloud oligopoly of big tech could translate into AI oligopoly as well. If only a handful of corporations control the most advanced AI models, the data needed to train them, and the platforms to deploy them. They could set the terms of the AI economy and stifle innovation from newcomers. The dominance of big players also raises the stakes for monopolistic behavior, such as self-preferencing their own AI services or limiting access to key data sets, which could hurt consumers and competitors alike. The The challenge for policymakers will be to ensure that AI's economic benefits don't accrue only to incumbent titans at the expense of broader competition and innovation. Ethical and regulatory risks in an AI-driven economy. As AI permeates the economy, it also introduces profound ethical dilemmas and regulatory gaps. One major concern is bias. AI systems trained on historical data can unintentionally perpetuate and amplify discrimination. This is not a theoretical worry. It's already happened. Amazon, for example, had to scrap an AI-driven recruiting tool after discovering it systematically favored male candidates over female ones. The algorithm had taught itself that resumes containing the word women's, as in women's chess club, were less desirable, reflecting the male-heavy data it was trained on. Such cases underscore how AI can bake in the biases of society and deploy them at scale, whether in hiring, lending, or policing. There is also the risk of privacy erosion. AI thrives on data, and the hunger for more personal and behavioral data to feed algorithms can clash with individual privacy rights. Without strong safeguards, the economic deployment of AI could lead to more intrusive surveillance of workers to monitor productivity or consumers to target ads and dynamic pricing. All these concerns have spurred calls for clearer rules and ethical guidelines. Policymakers around the world are racing to catch up with AI's breakneck development. In a recent survey of banking professionals, 80% expressed concern about AI bias bleeding into decisions, and nearly as many worried about losing customer trust and privacy due to AI misuse. These worries are translating into action. In the European Union, lawmakers have drafted the EU AI Act, the most comprehensive attempt yet to regulate AI. It proposes strict requirements for high-risk AI systems, demanding transparency, human oversight, and accountability for algorithms that make important decisions about people's lives and livelihoods. In the United States, regulators have issued guidance to ensure AI use complies with laws on fair lending, equal opportunity, and data privacy, even as Congress debates new legislation. The challenge is formidable. Writing rules flexible enough to govern an evolving technology, yet firm enough to prevent harm. Ethical governance of AI will likely become as important as the technology itself in determining whether AI's economic impact is ultimately positive or destructive. Another long-term concern is how AI could exacerbate income inequality. If the gains from AI, higher profits from automation, or new AI-driven products accrue mostly to shareholders and owners of capital, wealth could concentrate even more at the top. Those who own the algorithms or the data could become the new elite, while displaced workers might see their bargaining power and wages dwindle. This trend would strain social safety nets and could fuel political backlash. It raises questions about how to support those left behind. Ideas like universal basic income, job guarantee programs, or massive public retraining initiatives have all been floated as partial remedies to an AI-skewed economy. Each comes with its own economic trade-offs and political hurdles. AI's advance is often compared to a wildfire, immensely powerful, transforming everything in its path, and hard to contain once it grows. The coming years will test our ability to harness this force for the common good. If we get it right, AI could unlock wealth and possibilities on a vast scale, augmenting human capabilities and solving problems previously unsolvable. If we get it wrong, we could face a future of economic upheaval, social dislocation, and deepening inequality. For now, the world stands at a crossroads, grappling with the trade-offs of an AI-driven economy, determined to steer between the promise and the peril of this remarkable technology. Each step we take today, in boardrooms, on factory floors, and in the halls of government, will help decide whether the story of AI and the economy becomes one of shared prosperity or a cautionary tale of unchecked disruption. Please consider subscribing for more such content. Thank you.